Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, and this is a perfect example of it. Let's get into it. Hello there, Clapperheads, and welcome to a brand new edition of ClapperCorns. I am Nick Dorian. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about the Netflix documentary, Lover, Stalker, Killer. Now, I've been seeing a lot of reviews of this documentary online, and everyone has been talking about the twist of this documentary. So of course I had to give it a watch, and oh my goodness, was it a twist. Now, Lover, Stalker, Killer documents the real-life story of Dave Krupa, a small-time mechanic, who after getting divorced decides to go on online dating. And after finding himself in a slightly small love triangle, things get heavily out of hand with one of those romantic interests, to the point of almost deadly consequences. When you first go into this documentary, it seems like one of those love gone wrong sort of stories, but the more you delve into it, the more twisted it gets, and when you find out the actual motive behind it, it is going to blow your mind. Nothing could have prepared me for the twist that was in the third act. It was practically mind-blowing and extremely worrying. Now, it seems that's its main selling point, but there's so much more going for this documentary than just that twist. With the usage of on-screen layovers, especially with text messages and online dating profiles, it engages you in such a strong way that you're watching it and you're seeing all these things happening on screen, and it keeps you going because with our ADHD minds these days, you need something to cling on to. That's what this documentary does great. Its visuals are fantastic, and also the fact that during the recreations, they use the actual people involved with this case. It's not actors that you're seeing, it's the actual people, and I think that creates such a strong level of realism because it almost feels like you're watching this happen in real time. You're seeing the emotions in real time, you're seeing the events in real time. So there's a strong sort of voyeuristic element to this that you feel like you're watching all of this happen with your very eyes. This is a story that I think not a lot of people know, and this documentary brings it to the forefront in an extremely scary way. It makes you be even more cautious in this online world, and the fact that one person is able to do all these things, especially with the use of technology. It's no doubt that technology has become an incredibly useful tool in our society, but we tend to forget how well it can be weaponized as well. And this is a great cautionary tale to that. It also reminds us to be extra cautious around the people we meet. It's a sad thing, sure, because we want to trust everybody, but sometimes you can't trust everyone, and this is a great example of it. You never know what could happen, and with a story like this, it is definitely true that you don't know what could happen at any moment. It's also a great insight to a person's psyche as well, why they would do these things, and the way that this woman did everything, you really have to question her sanity and her mental health as well. There's so many things about this documentary that keeps you on your toes and keeps you thinking way long after the credits roll. It feels bad to say this, but it's almost like watching a car crash because things escalate at a breakneck speed and it just goes from one thing to the next that you're just wondering how much worse did it actually get, and it gets so much worse. I think there's very little I can explain about this documentary because if I do explain it, it's going to give a lot of things away. All I can tell you is that you have to watch this with your own eyes because it is an unbelievable story that is going to shock you, that is going to scare you, that is going to do so many things to you. So do yourself a favor, Lover, Stalker, Killer is now streaming on Netflix. I highly urge you to watch this, but don't kind of watch it at night, or if you have a susceptible mind, don't watch this because it is going to terrify you just that little bit and make you very cautious of the people around you. And as always, you can check us out on all social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Please go and subscribe to that channel as well as follow all those social media for more updates. Thank you so much again for watching. I am Nick Dorian, and until next time, keep watching the movies.